Yes.
Welcome to your best month yet. I've gone straight into presenter mode. Oh my word, I'm so excited for November. So, if you're watching this back, it might be a different month, and some of this might not necessarily completely relate, but the general gist of this will run every single month. So, what we want to think about is it's really important to go through various motions when you're looking at this business. And we're going to go through each of these this evening. So, first thing being, what is it you actually want with the business? So what we're going to do is we're going to take you through a planning session. We're going to show you how to set some amazing goals, but also then actually take some action to achieve them. So how to plan your best month. So the first thing, and do you know what? This is one of the things that I love about this business is it's really based on setting some goals. Now, when you look at any employment, any job role, it's not often the first thing to think about is what is your goal. When you look at the first steps to manage a book, the first thing in there is setting goal setting. And I love that you have to really think about that and what is it that you want to achieve with this business. How often can you go into an employment job and actually be asked, well, what do you want? It doesn't happen, does it? You get told, these are the hours, this is the salary. So, what's your goal? So, goal setting is a process of creating a plan to achieve a desired outcome. It involves making a commitment to a goal with thought, emotion, and behavior. Goals can be short term and long term and can help you stay focused, track your progress, and achieve your desired results. I found that off the web today and I was like, yes, there you go. That's what a goal is. So, time to identify your goals. We're going to spend a little bit of time chatting about this now. So, when this is an interactive session, if you're watching this back, you might want to pause this to do this also. Um, but I want you really to think about right now, at this very present time, what do you need more of? So goals will be split into two sections. You've got big goals, the big ones, the dream house, paying off debt, maybe traveling more. And then the smaller goals, things like a spa day, treating the girls to lunch, maybe a handbag or some shoes. And I want you all to really think about this, but what I want you not to do is start to think about why you can't do it or why you might not get that or why can't you have the dream house. Does that make sense? So hopefully you've all got pen and papers and please unmute yourself. This is an interactive sesh. I want to hear from everyone. What is it you really want? What do you need more of? And it might even be an income amount every month that you need to tap into. And do not limit yourself. There is no limit on how many things you can write down here. So a few of my goals I'll share with you just to kickstart. One of my goals would be to earn enough income to put Will through private school. That's a huge goal. That's like crazy. That's thousands. And then my little goals that push me throughout the weeks and the months are things like spa days, treating friends, going for lunch, little things like that, taking Wilf. A big one actually, since becoming a mum, because Wilf's 4 now, is a lot of the time I had to rely on sort of Neil for achieving a lot of things or paying for a lot of things. Whereas even just the other day, I took Wilf and bought him a magazine and I paid for that. And that was really lush. I know, Liz, you do a lot of that with your kids. So can we open up this conversation to see what everyone's goals are? What are we all?
Can I start, Esther, as well? Just 'cause I know the girls are duty's back now, but you've just led with yours, and my little ones are things like I do night shifts, as you know. I want to stop doing night shifts.
Yeah,
Esther knows, like she just said, I want to say yes to more. I want to be able to say yes to the boys coming home and me saying, let's get McDonald's, let's get a pizza. The little
yeah,
things that I'm like, we can't afford it. The big things are the house, the holidays, not even like a mansion, just a bigger house that we are growing out of my little tiny house that I'm so proud of, that we've afforded to kind of make this into a proper office and we converted this. But we had to borrow money off my grandmother. And I want to be able to do things for myself
yeah.
and yeah, of course, the Barbados holidays and the private jet one day.
Love that.
No, the achievable goals though is, we rent our we what's it called with our car? When you pay it off monthly, hire purchase, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
We want to
yeah.
be, we'd love to be able to own our car. It's a 35 grand car. We'd love to be able to own that and go for a spa day, like you say, go to the spa day at Soho and not worry about it being 200 quid or whatever. And
Yeah.
yeah, it would be lovely, wouldn't it? But Juicy, you've got yourself on, you put your video back on when Esther said about opening up. So would you mind sharing with us? It'd be great.
More time for myself.
Nice. And elaborate on that for me. So what would you be doing with the time if you had more time for yourself? If you want to share that.
Do you want to lie or do you want the truth?
Yeah, go for it. Tell me your dreams. Yeah.
I want to make jewelry full time.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to be worried about other things. Just do what I want. Be
But
creative.
I like to almost create this role play head where I've done loads of goal setting training before, and I'm going to try and remember it and bring it to the team. But a really amazing thing to imagine, which is obviously we haven't got time to do like a full-on goal session, but most of this tonight needs to be about really getting to grips with that goal, because if you don't know why you're building your business, you won't build it. Whereas if you've got a real clear indication of where you want this to take you, it's amazing what happens. But it's almost like a day in the life of yourself in your dream version. It's like really visualizing that and imagining it. And what does it look like? Where are you? What house are you in? What car are you driving? Do you have kids? Don't you have kids? You know, really picturing all of that for yourself, because that really can resonate quite a lot. So obviously you can go away and maybe do this in a bit more time. But so for you, GC, so more time for yourself, making jewelry full time as well is like a massive passion of yours. Would you be doing anything else? Do you, want to move? Anything with the kids? Like elaborate on it more. Like go as really into it as much as you can.
I'm stuck at the moment, so the only one thing I really want is more time.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. And do you know what I love about what you say there, GC, is you're saying want, not need. And I think if you were saying, I need more time, so therefore I need to do this business, I need the money, then that's different. That changes it. But the fact you're saying, I want more time, so therefore I want to do this business and I want to make that income, because your want needs to be bigger than your need. And I love that you want that. That's a real great thing that you want that, and that you've got a passion for your jewelry. So you know that this successful business will give you that time to do that jewelry and to give yourself that time, because as we know, this business gives us that time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do
I love
you
that.
know, in order to get more time and to maybe look at how that would work for you to be able to do that, do you know in your head like the kind of income you need to be generating to achieve that? Like not obviously down to a
Three,
ball, but
4,000,
okay, per month.
of course,
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will know.
No, it's
Close the
good. It's
shop
good to know this.
It's good to
Because
know.
also, like, it's different, isn't it? Everybody's households are different. Everybody's incomes are different. Some people are working, some people aren't. So, kind of knowing that is amazing, because you can, well, you'll see later on, you can then use this business as a vehicle to help that. But the clearer you can be on your goal and your vision, the easier it is to then know what you've got to do with this business to get there. And then it's just a question of activity. So I love doing this. Is Liz,
It's Pina. I think Pina's still there. She just popped a video off, but I know, Pina, you're still there if you're
I'm here. Yeah.
happy to share, my love.
My video's off, sorry.
That's okay.
Well, obviously, I want to buy my house, travel more, do more things with my son, things like that. For example, I cannot afford now. Have a dream car as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
how old is your son?
And also grow
18 months.
up professionally. Like, obviously, this is a different experience, but it also helped me to develop more.
Yeah.
To
Personal
develop
development.
yourself.
Huge.
Yeah. So you said about buying your house, because at the moment you live with your mum, you live with your brother, with your son. So there is
My sister.
Your sister. There is a whole network. So for you to be able to have your own house, whether it's dream house, mansion, or anything, you just be able to afford your own house, your own space for you and your son, travel more and have those holidays with your son. We're just, again, we might not be talking just yet about, the Bahamas and all the rest of it, but just be able to travel with your son. Do more with him. I mean, we've all on this call, we've all got children, and we all know what it's like to want to provide for our children and give them the life that they deserve, they want, they need.
Everything.
And of course, your dream car. Wouldn't that be amazing? What is your dream car? What is it?
Mercedes Benz.
Lush. You know, I really urge you all to get, and it sounds really crazy, doesn't it? But when I first joined the business
Haters.
8.5 years ago, I actually did this, and I haven't revisited it this time round, like for a few years. And I'm going to. It's like really creating a dream board. Like Liz has got this amazing book, and
Oh,
you can
yeah.
create it online. You can do it on the side.
Okay.
Print off visions of things that you really want. It's so powerful. I can't
And
tell you
do you
how
know
powerful it
what?
is.
And with that, Esther, I got the boys to do this with me and my husband. So I was like, if money wasn't an object, what would you want? So we've got our dream cars in here. We've got the houses, what the boys would want in their bedrooms. We've got the bigger garden. We've got my husband working less, my husband getting his golf membership again, and I've actually done the whole, and it's right up here, just behind 20 things I'm willing to work towards. And they go from to replace my income right down to being debt free, treating myself to new clothes, bigger house, bigger garden. I've done that. And I've got that in front of me. So honestly, girls, do this with your children, with your husbands, with your boyfriends, whatever, whoever, and dream big, because your
Juicy's
dreams
husband
will be
wants
big.
a Range Rover,
That's
is that right?
that's why we are here, because we need to fight for our dreams.
Fight for
Exactly.
your dreams.
Your husband, Juicy, wants a Range Rover, doesn't he?
Yes,
Ooh.
he wants your car,
He wants
actually.
Esther's car. I was going to say, Pina, when Esther pulls up outside your house with her white Range Rover, you'll be like, okay.
God damn it.
Oh, honestly, yeah. And also, your goals can be for other people as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your own personal goals. It can be, like
Yeah.
you said, family.
Yeah,
Juicy Range Rover for her
yeah.
husband. I
You
love
said
that.
you
Anything
live with
there.
your sister. It could be with something to do with your, I'd love to be able to provide for I take my sister away once a year since we lost our other sister. I'd love to be able to say, I'll treat us to a weekend away every year. It's bigger. Like Esther just said, it's bigger than just us. We've got loved ones. We want to provide for them and step up. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. And the thing is, we're often conditioned from a young age, actually, to, you can only achieve what your employment is giving you. And that's what happened for me. I was working for an insurance broker for 10 years and I just got stuck there, I guess, really, because I always just thought that's what I would always do. It paid, really well. And I just thought, well, you're not taught, are you, really, to dream big and follow your dreams and go for things that might seem completely unrealistic. And it's actually, I will say this just popped into my head. We were on a call with Aidan, who's the vice president of our whole company. He's amazing. He said he believes he got the position that he did because of unrealistic thinking. He talks about that a lot, actually, about actually believing that anything is possible, because he said, we wouldn't have planes if people didn't unrealistically think. Back then, can you imagine someone saying we're going to be flying through the air while being served food? And he uses these amazing analogies. And I thought, you know what, that's so true. If we don't think unrealistically, you never grow, do you? So it's so important to actually spend some time doing this. So amazing. It's so nice hearing all of that from you girls.
I could literally talk about this all night though, and I'm just looking at the time thinking, okay, so
Yeah.
but I could talk about this all night because goal setting and dreaming and dreaming big is massive, isn't it? A huge
But
part of this business.
get some pictures, get a book, write it, visual it as well, because the two parts of the brain work really differently. You've got I won't go into it, but you've got your image area where it's all driven by seeing things, and then you've actually got the part where it's written. That's for another night.
Yeah.
But
Love
so
it.
amazing. You've got some ideas of some goals, write them down, revisit them. When do you want to achieve these by? So the clock is always ticking. And with this business, once you've identified your goals, it's just a question of really when you want to achieve these by. And it can be quite a weird and strange one, because if you don't quite believe you can get there yet, it's hard to put a time scale into it. And that's why this business is really great, because not only have we got an amazing marketing plan, that if you run the marketing plan alongside the goals that you want to achieve, we also have individual incentives running, and all of it is flawlessly put together. If you understand the marketing plan and kind of just throw yourself in, you'll be surprised at all the little goals that you start ticking off, because this incentive will win you this, which means that goal to take your friends on a spa day. Or one of mine when I first joined the business was to pay for a designer pair of glasses. Or, you know, so it is important to have smaller goals and bigger goals, because what you can do is line this business with those smaller ones and step by step work your way through the marketing plan, if that makes sense. So some goals will obviously help you get there sooner. So working with the business, becoming 4Case Credits active, that's more of a like monthly one. But they will also lead to bigger goals. And I've put a little Paris thing in there
Me.
because we've got an amazing incentive going that's perfect for everyone at the moment. I won't go into too much detail again about that particular incentive, but after this call or in the next couple of days, make sure you understand how to achieve that, because by following that incentive, we'll see your business grow, which will give you the income you need to achieve your goals. So it's also amazing what this business can do and how the business model can help you achieve that, if that makes sense. So things like focusing on supervisor to then manager. I know GC, you're a supervisor, having those smaller goals to then achieve the manager goal. You can't get to supervisor, you can't get to manager without going through those stepping stones as well. Does that make sense? So it's really great having big visions and goals. And I often hear it so often, people really talking about all the things they want to achieve, all the things they want to do, but not to bring anyone down, because it's amazing and we need to dream massive. A goal without a plan, though, is just a dream. So it's really important that once we know what it is we're prepared to work for, what are those 20 non-negotiables that you're like, right, this is what I'm working for, it's time to then decide and then map out the activity. And it's actually really simple if you just follow a monthly plan, which we're going to do with you now. 4 areas basically, which let me just mute everyone.
Yeah, I can't mute. Sorry, babes.
4 areas where it's really important. So obviously identifying your goals, then we want to plan your diary, identify the income producing activities. So when we say income producing activities, we're talking about, well, I think this might actually be your screen. I'm sorry.
I was just thinking, I'm pretty sure she's stealing my slides. She sends me the plan and then she takes it.
Go. I just realised. I'm sorry,
like,
I'm in the mode.
No, do you know what though, babes? You're literally saying the words that I'd have been saying anyway, aren't you? So it's just getting us both involved, but absolutely. And do you know what? I can speak from experience on this, because obviously I'm coming up for my year anniversary, and I know, and I cannot believe it. And actually, a goal without a plan is just a dream, and I needed that plan because I had that dream. I joined this business knowing full well I was going for it. I wasn't going to fanny around. I didn't want to do this business as well as the NHS, and I still don't. So I needed that plan in place. I needed that goal, because I wasn't prepared to do both. I've got time for both. I wanted to reduce my hours as much as possible, so I had to decide that this business was for me, and I did. So I had to map out my activity. Now, I was really lucky, and you girls are really lucky that we have got Esther, and I'm going to blow her trumpet a little bit, because she didn't see the vision just for me. She saw it for herself, she saw it for the team, and she saw that bigger picture. So she really helped me to map out all my activity and plan my volume every single day, week. Am I up to date with it? Am I where I want to be? And do you know what? We spoke about this before Esther came on. It's not easy. But I wasn't prepared for it to be easy, because let's face it, I'm not going to become a millionaire by taking the easy road. I'm going to do that by doing a bit of hard work. So I was prepared to volume map as much as possible. I was prepared. I wasn't very good at this at the beginning, but to plan my diary, Esther was very good at going, come on, stop winging it. And I did wing it. And sometimes I still wing it. But do you know what? I'm not going to wing it any longer. Planning your diary, identifying which income producing activities you want to do, you like to do, and you're prepared to do, because you won't like them all and you won't want to do them all, and you don't have to do them all, but there are loads out there. So what we would say is we're going to go through some, choose the ones you do like, choose the ones that you're going to, make you happy, but plan your diary. It's really, really important. So the middle one is what I literally did yesterday. I printed out 4 weekly planners, because this month is a massive month for me. I'm on track for Eagle Manager Thailand, and I really want to be putting everything I possibly can into achieving my goals to reach them by the end of not this month, but the end of my 3-year plan, my 5-year plan, because I've got to put the effort in now. And so are you girls going to want to do the same if you want to reach those goals. So are you making time for your business? Honestly, because actually it's not going to come easily if we just kind of go, meh, I'll do it for an hour here, meh, I'll do it for an hour there. So literally they're right here. I've planned out. You can see in pink when I'm at work, and we know that Esther knows, Pina, you know as well, only because I work with Pina, those days are out because we are literally on it, aren't we, Pina? 20,000 steps. We don't get a chance to do much else. So pink days are out completely. Green days are, at the moment, my planned in forever things. So my events, my power hours, and yellow are my social. And do you know what? There's hardly any social plans in November, apart, well, I do turn 40. So a few things are going on. But you can see all the blank spaces. There's some time I can now plan in my forever activity. I'm not going to just wing that. I'm going to plan in some retail producing activity into those white gaps. Because I'm not going to just
add to that, Liz, as well.
Okay.
You'll probably be able to rate, because obviously I build my business now and that's all I do. But do you ever feel as well, like you think about your week ahead and you just think, oh my God, how am I actually where am I gonna, get to my business? And then actually by doing this, you can really easily identify, can't you? You
Yeah,
can see now.
do you know what, though, Esther, is and the same as where you girls are at now. Remember, I started my business when I was full time.
Yeah,
So I was doing 3 to 4 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week, where that would have been pink. Yeah. And I had the kids, so I still had all that to do. But because I decided, I knew that the time that I had my days off, I wanted to relax. But you know what? Do a couple of hours work and then relax. Relaxing could be on your phone, just doing a couple of bits. But yeah, absolutely, babe. Like being able to look ahead and be like, oh, actually, I can. I mean, there's literally a coffee date in there somewhere. Says Becky, going for a friend for coffee. But I know as soon as I've met Becky for a coffee, I can come home, do a few hours. I've still got hours before I pick up the boys because I want to do it. And the moment you start thinking, oh, God, I got to do some stuff on my business, is the moment you might want to think about how big is your want, because we don't want this to be a chore. We want this to be something you really want to do. So planning out your time is really, really important. So thinking about that income producing activity then, ladies, some of these you'll look at and you'll be like, yep, done, or yeah, we've talked about at least. But once you've blocked off your time, really identifying these ones and activities that you're going to be happily doing weekly. And I say happily because if they're ones we don't like, ones we don't enjoy, ones that we keep putting off, you're not going to do them. So some of them you might point blank refuse. Some of them you might go, do you know what? It scares the bejesus out of me, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. And if I don't like it, then fine. But first of all, be thinking about that personal use. How many products will you use? How many products do you use? Because don't forget, the products you use will bring you in case credits. So whether they're for you, your loved ones, your kids, whatever it is, they will bring you in case credits. So I know I personally use 1 to 2 case credits a month of myself, probably closer to 2. Are you having launches, product evenings? Pina, I know that we're going to plan your product evening, your launch evening. I know, Juicy, you've got one coming up in the shop as well, which is super exciting. But really, when you're planning these events, so thinking about what case credits you want from it. Because actually just saying, oh, well, I might get 10 isn't really you planning it properly. It's being realistic and thinking, right, well, I hope for, plan for somebody to sign up because we're going to be talking about the business. We're going to talk about wholesale. That's 2. And actually retailing 1 case credit on a product launch is amazing because we've got to think about how much the case credits equate to. So 1 case credit is £200 wholesale. Am I right, Esther? 200 wholesale or retail?
E-case credit is, oh, yeah.
It is 200, isn't it?
Yeah.
So actually thinking
250.
250, there you go. You're like, oh my God, these girls have been in the business for so long.
Also, though, on your launch night, how many case credits did you do on your launch?
Oh, well, I got 2 signups, so that's 4. So I probably got 6, 7
Now what it
case
was.
credits. But I
I
just said
think
to
it
the
was
girls,
close to 10, wasn't it? Because it was
Yeah.
before we had the 10cc
Yeah.
supervisor.
That's true. And then by the end of November, I had done my 18 for my first month, or 13, then 18. I think it was 13
Powerful.
and 18. Yeah, so it can be so powerful. So do not underestimate the power of these launches. And please just remember that your upline, Esther and myself, will come and do that for you. So if you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know enough yet, we're going to come and do it for you. We'll include you and we'll involve you. We might ask you to talk about your favorite products so far, but we'll do it for you. Experience packs are amazing. I'm going to whiz around these because I realize we're going to probably literally run out of time. But experience packs, so asking people to try a product I had a really good experience from one recently. A lady tried the Infinite Cleanser, and because she loved it so much, she bought the entire range, which is £200 worth of products. I mean, she loved it that much. She was like, I'll just buy the whole range. I love it. So she borrowed that for a week. I had it back, opened, I took it back. I'm now using the rest, to be fair. She then bought a brand new whole pack because she had it for a week. I kept in contact with her. I hand delivered it. I wrote her a thank you card, all that jazz. Experience packs can bring you in those case credits. C9 focus groups are amazing. So really promoting those C9 cleanses. Esther will be running an amazing C9 cleanse in January. Start talking about that now. You might get people wanting to do one before Christmas, like my mum and dad. They want to do one before Christmas and then in January. Leaflet and flyers repeating weekly. I'm fond of this because I used to do it in my Slimming days, getting out there, stomping the pavements and delivering leaflets. Me and my son, who then ditched me, delivered about, I reckon easily 200 flyers yesterday. Got my backpack on, got my headphones in, and I delivered leaflets through doors. So if you need help with creating one, know where to get one, then please do let us know. We'll help one. Of course, that could bring you in. Mine was the business flyers. So that could bring me in, those case credits and teammates, business builders. Repeat customers, upselling. Oh my God, you love the deodorant. Okay, well, when I order you that, you're going to love the tooth gel. You're going to love the soap. You're going to love the Infinite. I've just talked about the cleanser and the Infinite. So that, I think, is also getting to know your products. So really, what are you using? Pina, can I ask you at this point what you're loving so far? You're on mute. Lip balm. I could lip read that. She's on mute and I could read that she says lip balm, and your mum is loving the lip balm. So although it's our smallest, cheapest product in our range, it's great that you're already learning to love those products as well. So then upselling them, right? She loves them. Customer VIP group. So adding, creating your Facebook pages. Pina, I know that you're doing your TikTok, but Juicy, I know that you're on your Facebook page as well, and you're doing your collagen challenge, which is incredible. So creating those customer VIP groups. And the key with that is being consistent. Really, really consistent, because Juicy, what's the face for?
She hates the collagen.
Actually, I'm starting to like it.
Oh, there you go. Give it a month. I said give it a month.
Time.
Excuse
Come
me?
on. I said there's not been much time.
No, but I started making videos.
I know. And then you stopped.
Yeah.
And then I start to make
There you
pictures.
go. So when I said consistent and you went, oh God, that
No,
is
because
why.
I think last time I posted was the day 20, and now I'm around 26, 7.
Yeah, every day. So with your Facebook pages or your Insta pages or whatever pages they are, what you'll see is, and I can speak from experience, so I have got a really popular Facebook page. Do I get many sales from there? No, not really. Not really, but I'm consistent. I am consistent. I am regular. I am daily with my Facebook page because I know people are watching me. And do you know why I know? Because they tell me face to face. My God, I love your videos. Oh my God, I love your posts. And I'm like, oh, don't comment though. Don't say anything. But it's funny. I know they're watching. And you know what? As soon as I did a post the other day saying for everybody that likes this post, we'll get a discount, suddenly I get 10, 15 likes. So actually, they are watching. Trust me, they are watching. So consistency, don't give up. And you know what? When you do go quiet, I get the comments of, oh, you've gone quiet, from people that don't comment or like. So consistency with your pages. Pina, what I would say is TikTok is great, but I would set up a Facebook VIP group. Absolutely. Esther's got her skin therapy. Again, Esther, you're more active on Insta, aren't you, than Facebook?
Yeah. But I want to be more active on Facebook as well. It's just managing the time, isn't it? It's choosing one that you really enjoy doing, I think, as well.
But also you can, if you've got the time. For example, if I've got half an hour now, I could schedule 3 or 4 posts a day for the next week.
Yeah.
You can schedule your posts. If you're going to schedule, just a top tip, don't schedule them at 9:30 every day. Schedule them at 8:27, 10:21, 11:63, 63, 12:03, because then otherwise people will just know they're scheduled and they don't feel like you're putting the time in. And I know, this is just from my other days of my other business. So making them look like you're not scheduling them. I know it's really minor, but just because if it's a 9:30 every single day and it's a normal post, So just make them a bit more ad hoc. Aloe bars and events. Fucking love events. I flipping love them. I do love events. I love getting out. I love speaking to people. If you guys want to book one, but you're scared to do on your own, that's okay too. We will help you. I will come with you. Yes, Juicy, my love.
What is an aloe bar event?
Right, Esther can explain the aloe bar to give her a moment to talk.
Yeah. Aloe bars are they sound very posh. It's where you basically just set up the aloe drinking gels for people to sample and try, and we call it an aloe bar. So we could do with this is kind of what we're going to probably do in the shop, aren't we? Having the aloe to sample, so people can literally just come in and try it, and you get in conversations. Any event where you can get in front of people, like Liz is saying, is so key, because there's so much scope for everything, not only the products, prospecting, meeting new people, and just getting into your community. It's just great. I love it.
And the great thing about aloe bars is it doesn't take much effort in the nicest way, because
Yeah.
you're doing aloe only.
Yeah.
Whereas when I do events and I've got, 3 tables and it's full of all the products and all the leaflets, and I'm doing a raffle and I'm doing a lucky dip and I'm doing everything, it's great. It's a lot of effort. I have so much fun, and my mum always comes with me. But the aloe bars is you can have the smallest of tables, you can have the 4 aloe drinks, and people can do testers. Popular places, Esther's, gyms, anywhere really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anywhere. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. And do you know what? All of these things that we're talking about really don't take much effort. I'm being serious. They really don't take much effort, because a lot of it will be messaging, a lot of it will be social media, and some of it might just going out, getting on foot and doing some activities, getting out and about. But this isn't like hours and hours and hours worth of work, guys. This is quite minimal, actually, to be, first of all, achieving that 4cc monthly and beyond. But, recommending the wholesale accounts to people as well, because actually for every wholesale account that you open is 2 case credits, and you get your bonus back for every account that you open, remember, as well. So really recommending those people that are showing a real interest in the products, recommending that they open their own account, they get their 30% off, they're in your VIP group. You can still treat them like a customer, you can still do their ordering for them. But they have their own account and they get a VIP 30% discount. So there are so many, and there's things that we've not even, there's more, isn't there, Esther, that aren't even on there, network marketing and lots of other things that are out there. But really choosing those ones, maybe 3 that you think, I'm going to give them a go, maybe 2, it's entirely up to you. But really thinking, well, which ones are going to get me to those 4 case credit active the fastest? Because the fastest we get to 4cc, the rest of the month, we can really be pushing to that, then 5, 10, and making, that way up the marketing plan. Is there any questions on that, girls? All good. Cool.
Amazing. So hopefully we're getting a picture of how you want your month to look. So obviously we're already in November. It's, identifying those goals again, and remember that you'll do these income producing activities if your goal is big enough or your want is big enough, and you believe that you can use this business to help you do that. And exactly like they said, there's so many different extra things that you can add into it. These are just the basics of the business. And once you've identified, then, right, I've got my goals, I've planned my week, I know when I'm going to be doing whatever I'm going to be doing with my forever business. I now know what activities I'm going to be doing in those pockets of time that you've got in your diaries. Now what we want to do is volume map that month, so we can really get a clear indication of what case credits we're going to be generating for that month. You'll see me and Liz talking about our goals and what we want to achieve. And often if you don't do this, you're in that wing it mode. You hope to get to. Juicy just did supervisor last month. She knew to do that, she needed 10 case credits. So we haven't actually even started doing this yet. So it's that mentality of having that plan and then knowing exactly what you've got to do it. Now, one thing we've done throughout the 8 years of my business is volume mapped my month. When you have a team, you've got a bit extra that you can add into this. But for the basics, this gives you a kind of idea. Looking at those income producing activities, we've put really, really baseline case credit figures with those. So, using enough of the products, half a case credit. If we are serious about building a business, we've got to be using enough of these products. And that is typically going to be about half a case credit a month. I actually use 42 products, which I don't even know how many case credits that is. We all
That's
drink
not
the
well,
aloe.
she doesn't order 42 products a month, by the way. She just uses 42
I
products.
couldn't believe that when I counted it up. Yeah, because some products obviously last longer and, but Wilf drinks the aloe, I drink the aloe, Neil drinks the aloe. We both take the collagen, the supplements, we use the skincare. Our entire house is of my own shop because why would I be buying other people's products when I've got my own? So, it's really important to have a think about these case credits. And what we've mapped out here are real baseline figures. So technically, the low is always your worst case scenario. So once you've decided what you're going to do, what activities you're going to go out and do, now it's time to think about, like Liz said, what case credits do I want to generate from that? And again, it's being really, really direct and honest with yourself. You know how much products you're going to be using, so you'll be able to work that out. Launches and events. A really great launch can be anything from 3, 4, depending if you recruit people, more case credits. So these are baseline figures. C9 group, I know that one C9 is 0.447. What I always like to do when I'm volume mapping is to really push myself, even though that low is the worst case scenario. I never put a 0 in there. I never want to see it empty. If I'm going to challenge myself to sell one clean 9, I'm going to challenge myself for it to be at least 1. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
you don't ever want your low, your base month to be nothing in there, if that makes sense, because you want to challenge yourself. And we all know if we really, really put our mind to it, we could learn a bit, promote, and sell a clean 9. So I put there your low case credit should always be 5 case credits or above, because what we really want to coach and help people to do is their 4 case credits, because that unlocks everything on the marketing plan pretty much. But 5 case credits just pushes you that bit further. And then 10 case credits. So if this is a month that you were like, right, I'm going for supervisor, when you volume map, your low should all add up to at least 10 case credits, because what you want is to finish that month where you want to. It's that whole, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Does that make sense? If you think maybe I'll get 5, but I'd love to get 10. No, put it as 10 because that's what you want to get. So does that all make sense? It's really important that you guys say, yes, that does. And the high is the high evaluation. So worst case, best case, tallied up to the bottom, and you can see the case credits and you can see such a difference there as well. And a lot of that, if you look at 2 case credits per everybody that joins the business or joins for the wholesale account, how much of a difference that will make. So building that up, you usually will tend to fall somewhere as an average in between. Let me just check I can see all your faces. So does that all make sense, how we volume map? So once you know some of the activities you're going to be doing, we attach the case credits that we want from it. And then we do a kind of a low and a high. So worst case, best case. And we can individually help you with that. Once you
Do you know,
start
do
doing
you know what I
that.
love though, Esther, about that? And this is what Esther coached me to do right from the start, is I then look at that and go, oh, okay, that's quite achievable. I
Yeah.
don't know how you girls are feeling, but being told to do 4 case credits, not being told, being coached to do 4 case credits, I'm like, crap, where am I going to get 4 case credits from? How am I going to sell 4 case credits worth of products? That's £800, £1,000, whatever it is. Actually, when you break it down like that, I'm like, okay, that's really achievable. Do you girls feel that? Are you feeling the same or are you feeling different? Talk to us, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah? Amazing.
GC, does that make sense? She on mute.
Yeah, amazing. But when you break it down, honestly, I've had nearly a year of this where I've gone, okay, I can do that. Because I have got, my base being 10, 13 personal. And I'm like, oh, now I've broken it down. I thought I couldn't do that. Now I've broken it down, I realize I can do that.
Yeah.
Like it's achievable. And I then do that because I've broken it down. Because if you go into it winging it, thinking I'm going to get 4 this month, or, Pina, we're going to go for 10 for supervisor. If we don't plan it, you're going to think, crap, how am I going to do 10 case credits?
Yeah.
Actually, you can see on the high side, it's achievable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, get me on
I've got a
it.
really good video which I'll post in our group chat after the call, where I go into a bit more detail on volume mapping. But
Yeah.
also, once you start to get a few team members and they start to do things, it all starts to duplicate and it's really exciting. So it's sort of seeing that side of it, because this is all just you right now. Whereas once you've got people also doing the same, that 5 and that 17 is times 2 people, 3 people, and that's how the case credits start to expand, because the people that we help in the business that want to build a business as well, because their goals are XYZ, they want a new car, they want to move, whatever it is, we then align the activity with those goals. And those case credits they do are also your case credits. And
I
that's
was
when it
about to
starts to
say
get
that. It's
very
making that clear, isn't
exciting.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got a really good video link, which I'll share with you because it's hard to go through it all in one go. And so, yeah, so what we do, we plan that. We use our 7-day plan to help stay organized. So once we've got our goals, we know what we're working for. We're going to remind ourselves of that all month. Why am I actually doing this in the first place? You're going to plan it out, know when you're doing it as well, so that you start the week. So with Monday coming up, an idea to have that blocked out and be like, right, I know when I'm getting to my time. Then you know the activities that you've got to be focusing on to do that, because you've now volume mapped your case credits to achieve it. And then it's a case of just doing the do. It's one of those really funny things that over the 8 years in this business, I've just thought, is there like a little magic nugget that just gets people building their business? It's not, it's just daily, consistent activity. And it sounds really boring, as in there's no magic. It just is. It is that. And being really clear on why you want to get something. And when you start ticking off those goals and you start achieving things, it's so exciting. But what's also great about doing this whole thing, so if you now imagine you've got all of this set up, you know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, you've got your plans. At the end of November, you're going to either achieve it or you're not. And what
Mm.
you're going to be able to do is reflect back. And this is actually so important in your business. And it's something that we often forget about, is to actually ask ourselves some of those questions. Did you achieve what you wanted to? Now, you're not going to know that if you don't plan it and you don't try. So at the end of the month, so this is what I was doing 2 days ago. It's the end of the month, and I was thinking, right, am I where I wanted to be? If I'm not, or I am, even if I am, what did I do and what could I change to get nearer to that? So if you don't hit your goal and don't achieve it, the great thing in this business is you lose nothing, but you can reflect back and actually make those changes and be like, right, well, I said I was going to do all of this activity and I planned out this is when I was going to do it. Did I actually do it? And if I didn't, you've got to have an honest conversation with yourself. That's why you didn't get to where you did. So it's so amazing and powerful once you get into this 1 month, 2 months in, you created an entire, your business plan really. So it's so, so important to utilize that into your business and actually give yourself some time to actually reflect back as well. When you're going for incentives, especially, this becomes a must because you need to know exactly where you are as well. So success is no accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrificing, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Let's smash some goals.
Yes.
Woo!
Can I just say on that last bit, Esther, that one on the 7-day plan and stuff, just as you were saying that as well, just so you're not, and I don't know, I sometimes get a bit overwhelmed with how much I've got to do. And the way I stop myself from being overwhelmed is by planning it. So
Yeah.
some days, all I manage to do is contact 5 people about the business. I don't plan every day to do leaflets, to get out, to do an experience pack, to post. I know that you girls have got busy lives as well, and I want you just to think back to what I told you earlier about building this business on a full-time job with 2 children. So every day doesn't need to be every single one of those activity producing incomes.
Yeah.
It might be that thank you, Esther. It might be that tomorrow you're going to at least design a leaflet. Then you're going to order them and then you wait for them to come. When they come and you have a day, you can say, do you know what, like yesterday, me and Samuel planned 2 hours to deliver 200 leaflets, and I did it. He ditched me, but I did it. It might be that the next day, whilst your son is sleeping, I don't know, Pina, if your son still naps, but it might be when he's gone to bed, I'm going to spend an hour setting up my Facebook page and posting at least 3 things. But it will happen because you'll plan it. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
don't be thinking I've got to be doing 6 hours on my business a day. We do now, and Esther definitely does probably more, that quite frequently because this is a full-time business. But I want you to be thinking about not, oh my God, poop, I'm never going to fit this in, but oh my God, I can fit this in because I'm
Yeah.
going to plan it.
Yeah, because look, once you've got that aloe bar booked in for the month, it's booked in. So all you got to do is find the place you want to do it, find where you can have your events, and then it's up to you how many a month you want to do. But one aloe bar pop-up or an event would get you half a case credit. So also it makes you think, well, if I've got a bit more time this month, maybe I could do 2 events
Yeah,
and double
yeah.
that. So
And,
yeah,
and thinking about
exactly.
that with events, have you got your Christmas markets booked? I've got 4
Yeah.
booked. So have you got at least one Christmas market booked or an event booked in your local area that you can think, oh my God, let me know the date. If I can come, I will. Have you
Yeah.
got it booked? Like Esther said, researching it will take you half an hour, sending out a booking form, pay in maybe, I've just paid 25 quid for one, but my other one was 10. And then it's done. And then you've not got to think about it until December. Upselling to customers, it's going to take an evening sat on the sofa with your phone. Do you know what I mean? It's not hours and hours and hours at a computer. It's this business is designed to work around the time that you've got, and that's why it is magic, because it will be in the time. So Pina, for you, darling, like me, tomorrow I'm at work all day. So tomorrow's out. I won't do anything on my business tomorrow because Esther will know from the early days I'd get myself stressed because I was missing out on things on WhatsApp and I was getting myself stressed. So now I'm like, nope, I'm at work. I'll come back to it Monday. And that's okay to do that, but it depends what your want is. Are you prepared to put that time in, aside all of that, to make it successful, to go on dream holidays, to have that car, to buy
Yeah.
your husband a Land Rover?
And because you've blocked off that time, when you're going to a business. I think
Yeah.
there's a massive overwhelm that can happen when you get to a Sunday and you've got stuff you want to be doing, but it's that horrible, unorganized feeling. It's awful, isn't it?
Mm.
Whereas all of this is available for you. You print off that 7-day plan and you fill in some of it of all the things that you've been looking at doing. And this week, this is what I've got to get to, and I've blocked my time off. It's
Yeah.
an effortless way through your week. And obviously stuff happens and sometimes things don't quite go to plan. But
Well, she says that, and I've learned if I come off a night shift, I'm good for nothing the next day because I'm grumpy. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. Esther might suggest stuff and I want to punch her in the face. Don't tell her that. But I'm grumpy. I've come off a night shift. So I know that I need to plan my time. When I've come off a night shift, I will send some messages. I will do some Facebook posts. But if you're going to try and get me out the door to do an event or speak to people, because I'm not my best. So it's planning that in as well, isn't it? But also, Esther, we didn't talk about the whole how many people to reach out to, but actually speaking to people on a daily basis about your products or about the business is quite important, because we need to be, producing that.
I find that's probably one of the easiest things to do. And even though in your head you might think, oh, how do I start that? But just starting conversations and starting to get used to doing that when you're out and about, when you're in the shop. Juicy, I know you're doing a lot of this anyway, giving people brochures and talking about it. And just making it become part of conversations, or, when people are saying about how they're not feeling great, or, you start to listen out for those situations where you could be like, oh, you might be interested in taking a look at some of these products, or you might be interested in taking a look at this business, and just being ready for that and making it almost part of your day-to-day life, because that's free and that's easy and that's just literally
But
making
also planting seeds. I've planted a seed today in a girl at work because she asked me how my business was going. So all I've done is talk about it. And then I've left it. And I'll go back to her because I wasn't going to jump on her because I could just tell she was just a little bit intrigued, much like Pina was. Pina was intrigued. Pina's now in the business. So do you know what I mean? Don't be scared to plant those seeds. And if you don't feel comfortable then offering it, just plant the seed, come away, revisit, write them down. I've got my book of everyone I speak to, and I've got them written down, and I've highlighted. Pina, you're in here and you're highlighted because you joined the business. So I've got, my little book, my little pink book of people. So making sure no matter what, you have your people written down, because the fortune's in the follow-up, and Esther knows too well that if we miss somebody, then we lose them, unfortunately.
They're joining my downline.
Exactly. Girls, if you don't follow up, there'll be Esther's.
Oh, I hope that's made sense, everyone. And we're going to post this into the group so we can rewatch it and rewatch it. But yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Super excited. I can't wait to see some of these goals starting to come out as well. What am I doing here then? I need to stop.
So you're going to stop sharing. Justy has then got a question.
How do you organize raffles?
I love how you say it.
I'm
How do you organise
Italian.
I love how you organise a raffle. Oh my God. So do you mean a raffle on social media or do you mean a raffle just in general? What do you mean?
Raffle
Where?
on social media. What does it mean?
Talk to me. Ask the question. Elaborate.
Okay, how do you organize a raffle?
On social media.
I had no idea it was possible to do it on social media.
Or on an event or
You
something.
could do a collagen raffle now. You've been promoting about the collagen.
Yeah. So you could do a raffle in your shop. You could sell raffle tickets in your shop. Easy peasy lemons, because you could just literally look at this. Here's what I made earlier. A raffle book.
The raffle queen.
You know, right? Have a raffle book in your shop, right? You could say to people, "Oh, would you like a raffle ticket with your coffee? I'm doing £5 a strip, or I wouldn't because if you're doing the collagen, it's
Love
£90
that with your coffee.
yeah. So I wouldn't do £1 a ticket because if they win it, they get a box of collagen for £1. So I would probably do even £5 a ticket. Just see, you can just do. Are you lost already? Is she lost? Have I lost her?
Yes,
Okay.
totally.
So with a raffle, you're going to sell raffle tickets
Mhm.
for an X amount, and then you're going to pull a raffle and someone's going to win it. So what you need to do is you need to be making enough money on your raffle up
To
to
cover.
what you would buy it for. So 60, whatever. You need to sell, £63 worth of raffle tickets before you can raffle off that box of collagen. I personally would do that because then you're not out of pocket. So online, I would be doing a whole post about a raffle and about how you can be selling tickets. £10 a ticket I did, and I sold 30. So I bought in £300 last Christmas, and I did a raffle. I raffled off 2 C9s, a box of collagen, tri-pack of gel, and lots of little products because I bought them obviously at my wholesale account, my wholesale price. And then so I reached out to everybody I know. To be fair, I probably pestered them until they bought one, so they ended up giving in. But I didn't mind doing that. Like, they know me and love me, so sell the tickets to message them. Do you fancy being a part of my raffle? Sony, you have to decide on how many, but you have to think about that for how much you need to make for a product. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
But you
how
can
do
do it in
you
your
sell
shop.
it online?
Huh?
How do you sell it online?
You just use the power of social media.
Okay, and then
Post. So do a video. Who would like to buy a raffle ticket? And when they comment saying yes, please, brilliant, I will message you. Send them your bank details. They'll ping you the money. Do a 1 to 30. What number do you want? I want number 3. Brilliant. Number 3 is yours. £10. Thank you very much. Then go live as soon as you've just say, I would say to people, I'm not going to do this raffle until I've sold all 30 tickets until I've got the money. Once I've got the money in, I will then draw the raffle. I then went live with my kids in front of my Christmas tree last year.
God, was that last year, wasn't it? I
Yeah,
remember that.
It was so
Wow.
much fun. Christmas music on, the boys pulled the tickets. We had real fun. Everyone tuned in. I told everyone to tune in at 7 o'clock and I'd pull the raffle live. And I did, and it was just so much fun. So a raffle is good. I've only done 2, I think. But I will definitely do another one this Christmas. So yeah, raffle's a great idea. Doing it, I reckon, sell tickets in your shop, Juicy.
And you were on a
Okay.
mission as well. You were on a mission for manager, and you were doing all that income producing activity because you had a goal to get to manager.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's what you
And
did.
you know what? The raffle just the raffle just was in the background. What I would also say is don't rely on anything. Don't rely on anything bringing you in there. If I said, God, I want 3 case credits for my raffle, therefore I won't do this, this, or this. What if my raffle didn't bring it? If I rely on recruiting 3 people that I've already spoken to, so I'm not going to bother trying to speak to anybody else, and those 3 people didn't sign up. Do you know what I mean? So don't rely on anything. Keep going. I'm going to speak to 3 people that said yes. Well, what if they don't in the end? I'm going to have to speak to another 10 just in case. So never rely, but let the raffle just work its way in the background. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
We can go through that and we can have the raffle on your launch as well.
Yeah. It's
Amazing.
little bits as well, doing lots of Christmas little bundles, and there's loads of things we can be doing. I said to the girls before we came on, Esther, in my previous business, this was the time of year that went quiet because it's Christmas. But in our business, we're retail. This is the time that we come alive. This is the time that we can be literally smashing it out of the park with retail.
Yeah, because there's so many people out there that actually just want their gifts sorted for them as well. And that's why people go to Christmas markets and stuff, because they're like, oh, how many presents can I buy and get done?
Yeah.
Where so as long as you're open, your shop is open, your mouth is open, and you're talking about the products, people are not going to know you've got gifts to give if you're not talking about it. So, yeah.
Reach out to men. Last thing is just reach out to some men and say, have you considered your wife's Christmas present this year? And they'll go, no. Brilliant. Do you want me to sort it for you? Oh my God, yes, please. Right, what's your budget?
Yeah.
30 quid. Brilliant. Let me sort something out for you. Honestly, because they'll go, oh my God, even I'll gift wrap it for you. And I did that.
Yeah,
last
free
year.
gift wrapping.
Free gift wrapping. Absolutely. We've got these boxes, we've got bags, we've got cellophane, we've got paper. Go on. Is that available now,